Why did this have to be Liam Neeson's last action movie?
Baby, I'm your man.
Nels Coxman, Citizen of the Year. Good for him.
Hello there everybody, it's me, the Canadian Movie Buff, with a review of Cold Pursuit. Nels Coxman has a pretty good life in a small Colorado town. He recently won Citizen of the Year, has a loving family, and a simple job. But when his son turns up dead from a heroin overdose, he suspects something's up and discovers that a kingpin had ordered the death. Armed with a sawed-off rifle, he sets out to get revenge while also sparking a turf war between two gangs. I get that Liam Neeson wants to move away from action movies and do something different with his career. I mean, for the past decade or so, he's been associated as the Taken guy. However, there are two ways to exit a genre. One is to make a movie that is so memorable that it's talked about for years to come. The other way is to make a movie like Cold Pursuit. To this movie's credit, it does the rare thing that is done when Liam Neeson is in an action movie. It makes it R-rated. Of course, not to say his PG-13 outings weren't anything less special, but to have an action movie with Liam Neeson that's R-rated is one that really makes people take up and take notice. Alright, Liam Neeson's waving a gun, he's probably going to get in a sticky situation. Oh, it's rated R. Huh. And there was some pretty brutal R-rated action. I mean, some of the stuff he's done here is more intense than some of the things he's done in The Commuter, the Taken movies, and Non-Stop. Except for maybe that extended electrocutioner scene in Taken. And this movie is listed as a black comedy, and there were some genuine clever moments throughout. Not a lot to come to mind, but there were a few moments that made me chuckle. It was kind of weird to see that a Liam Neeson movie had its star take a back seat. The movie isn't so much about him, but it's rather the turf war that he accidentally initiated. An interesting idea, but when you spend the first act of the movie focusing on this guy and making him the hero of the story, and that he's going up the chain until he finally gets up to the kingpin and takes him out, it makes no sense to waddle off into the B-plot that follow very two different stories. I wouldn't mind this so much, but man oh man does the movie take its time. The movie sucks you in once it gets going, but then it just slows down and just keeps slowing on down. It never really stops. It takes off top speed, then slows down. Running, walking, crawl is going incredibly slow. We can't even take it anymore, and it's the end of the movie. And because of that, it was very confusing to tell what kind of tone they were going for. So whenever they would try to tell a joke, it didn't always land. I get it, it's partially a comedy. And when a comedy is the subgenre of a movie, when you make a joke, you have a 50% chance of it actually going through and getting a laugh out of the audience. But for the most part, I was confused on what was supposed to be a joke and what wasn't. It wasn't like they bombarded you with jokes, it was like, here's a joke, here's the time to laugh. Except, I'm not laughing. And let's talk about the villain. I don't know much about the actor or his filmography. So far, this could be his big Hollywood debut. Oh my word, some of the acting is borderline laughable. I mean, half the lines he delivers are like this. Now, we got this guy that's really bothering me, and we gotta do something about it. I do have to give him partial credit, because for as hammy as his performance is, his awkward performance can lead to some so bad it's good laughs. 2019 is a big year for conclusions. The Skywalker saga, the It duology, the past 11 years of the MCU, the Fox X-Men franchise. Now we can add Liam Neeson's action career to the list. After first snapping necks in Taken, he's carried his way through waves of crime lords, drug dealers, and hitmen. But honestly, Cold Pursuit was the worst way to end it all. He probably had a dozen scripts lined up, and he decided to go for this one, the one where he did the least amount of action. Now that I think about it, I'm starting to see why he would choose this script. His character doesn't do a lot of killing, he mostly takes a backseat, but his name and face still gets plastered over every marketing material that this movie has to offer. By itself, Cold Pursuit is just a boring, awkward mess, but it has those little splices of terrible that make it a skip it. Alright, that's my review of Cold Pursuit. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? What's your favorite Liam Neeson action movie now that his time in the genre is over? Leave your answer by commenting down below, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're new here, and as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. See ya!